here. It's Monday. There it is. The State of the Union. What's up? What's up, Jimmy? Rob? What's up, guys? We got Andy. Yeah. What up, John? Are you going to bench more, Jimmy? Because, I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous, Jim. What up, Em? Shh. Is Andy coming? There it is.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, pal?
Step aside, Jimmy.
How
The
you
real
doing?
bencher's here.
Plan is in place to bench more. Good. I love it.
Yeah.
I love a good plan. I love when a good plan comes together.
I'm here for it, Jimmy. Yeah, I know.
It's very dark, pal.
Say, look here.
Oh.
Say hi.
Oh,
Say hi,
what we got
everybody.
there?
All right.
That means we have to be on our we'll be on our best behavior. So, it is the State of the Union episode.
That's my
You know, it's
favorite
episode
number.
17.
Yeah. That's right.
Is it? Polk 17. Sponsored by the Go Hard Barbell, BCB Training Systems, Wicked Wolf Beard Co. You know what
time it is.
Yes. Squats look good yesterday for you. Yeah.
We do.
We like that. We like pretty squats.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta
we like pretty squats. See, we got to keep it PG for a little bit, and then we'll chat. You know, I'm sure we had some questions about, obviously. Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
We had some questions come in about the ghost meet. I didn't even watch it. I just got sent DMs about bad calls. So I'm sure people have things to say. So we'll talk about them. We'll chat. See how Andy's training's going. And then, you know, we'll do it again next week because it's the State of the Union. We're not going anywhere. I lost Andy, though. No. Coming back anytime soon for me, pal? All right. I'll get into it. The first question that I got, or that everyone was kind of talking about, was the judging from the ghost meet. I wasn't there. I know Andy wasn't there. So we wouldn't be able to speak on first person accounts. But I heard that there were some questionable calls. And before we even get into the conversation, because there's no point of, you know, harping on the same thing, but bad calls, bad lifts that are overly egregiously bad lifts should always get reds. But lifts that are close and are done according to the rules, I feel like should be given the benefit of the doubt. Is where I'm going to stand across the board. What up, Drew?
Drew.
So, you know, I don't think it's helping the sport when you have people the day after the meet crushing the meet for its judging week after week. I think that's not helping anything. So,
well,
what do you got to say, pal?
I
I know you got something to say.
I mean, I got how much time we got. Look, man, like I don't want to be the guy that's on the part of this equation where we're saying, I'm not advocating for bad lifts to be passed, right? But what I am advocating for is a good lift should not ever be turned down. And
Correct.
It's going to happen.
Correct.
Just the same as a bad lift's going to pass in that sport. But in this quest for, integrity that some of you people are on, far too many good lifts are being turned down, and that's not
Which you can't have.
Okay.
Can't have.
That's not okay. That is
no.
bad
And
you
for
think
what
bad lifts getting passed are, good lifts being turned down is worse for our sport. Worse, because people, it's not
100%.
non-inclusionary. People will go to a meet and see a lift turned down and go, I can't do that lift better than this. And if I can't do it better than that, how the hell am I going to get my lifts passed? And if I can't get lifts passed, why am I doing a meet? Good question.
There's no reason. There's no reason. And for that question to have to even be asked, hurts the sport. Hurts the sport 10 out of 10 times. Right? And I don't know. I didn't see anything
else. I saw a lot of squats that were a hell of a lot lower than they should be.
Okay. But were there anything that was low enough and got turned down that you saw?
To be honest with you, man, I don't know Bobby, but we have mutual friends. So I took a look at Bobby's deal, and obviously it was all over social media, and he posted a bunch on his story and stuff. So I took a look at that. I think it's a joke. I've had it happen to lifters of mine before, and I don't like it. So I'm here. I believe what I believe, and
I know the feeling.
For discourse with anybody that disagrees with what I have to say, but I will tell you, I will tell you one thing. He got 3 reds, which means the head judge gave him the down command and then a red light, which is not right in any shape or form. Not right. Not okay. Not right. Not real. If the head judge gives you a down command and he gives you a white and the two sides agree, then then your only argument is that two people saw something that they shouldn't have seen. But when the head judge says down, you're at least getting 1 red.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
No, you at least get 1 white. You get 1 white.
Not going to put people on blast because it's not a singular person. It is a movement in our sport that is wrong.
No. Yeah.
This is not there's no head to decapitate.
It's not just one person.
It is a way of thought that is wrong for our sport. And you can feel it when you're in the room with it. And I don't like it. And I'm happy for any kind of discourse. I'm not going to sit here.
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers, but I will tell you that it is bad for our sport. And I understand and recognize that there are some people that are doing these things because they want to legitimize our sport. I think there's a better way to go about it. And by no stretch of the imagination,
there's a difference between legitimizing it. There's a difference. There's a difference.
It's powerlifting. Okay?
Right.
We're going to be on ESPN 8 to Ocho. I'm sorry, man. We're not on the Olympics. I don't want to
I
don't want to be on the
Olympics. That was 5. That was
I just want to lift and be judged correctly and have fun with my friends. And it's not fun getting.
That's it.
It's not fun.
I just want to lift weights with my friends.
I
just want to lift weights with my friends. No. And it's shitty to watch other people's lifts get turned down when they shouldn't be getting turned down. When you can be sent a video, and just be asked yes or no, locked out, and a room full of lifters who have been in the sport for 10 years all agree. He's locked out, and he get 3 reds after a down, I don't
if
understand.
it's 1 red,
I don't understand.
2 reds, you know, all right, you know, whatever. But if you don't break a rule,
Okay, I
if you don't
guess.
break a rule,
Right.
all you need is 1 white on the side. I don't know, man. I will tell you this though. Stop showing up at these meets and start spending your money and time elsewhere, and you'll figure it out. I mean,
go where that's not going to be the problem. Why are you going to go somewhere?
Like some people, man, I don't take it personal. I'm not going to I dislike you. I think you're trying to do what you think is right. I don't agree with it. And
I don't agree.
I'm just going to spend my money.
I don't agree with it, so I'm not going to.
I'm going to stand on the rule book. Like I am going to. I'm not speaking from morally high ground. I'm certainly not speaking from a higher total than a lot of you guys. I'm not speaking down on people. I'm just telling you that the rule book says this. So, like, if you want to change it, let's change the rule book. Let's change.
Drew asked, "Did we even want to talk about the 3 seconds?"
Oh,
I did see a lot of long press commands.
I'm pretty sure the rule book says motionless on the chest. Doesn't say for 3 seconds.
That is
like it doesn't
what the
say
rule book says.
Parallel by 2 inches.
It does not say.
Just like it doesn't say I don't even soft knees. That's not the rule book.
Making up rules. We talked about this last week.
It's not.
Can't make
it's not real.
Make up rules, guys.
Be better.
Do better.
Be better.
Do better.
I don't.
Come on. We can't have that.
I don't have a.
Especially, and this is, and somebody said it. How are you going to make that bad of a call when there's actual money on the line? That's when you're judging. You need to be even more paying attention and more by the rule book and less subjective.
I don't understand.
Right?
I mean, the other part of it though is like, and I'm not down on Bobby, but like, you know what you're walking into. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, the meet that I came down for you and Mike. I mean, I saw what was going on, and I was like, you guys really picked the wrong meet, guys.
9 something, 6 something, 7 something, you know. But I mean, it's like, but I
not there.
had a problem with some things that I walked on that day, and I had a conversation with 5 different people, and
yeah,
I still consider all of those people friends. I just disagreed with what they said, and I went. Another one of my clients did their meeting.
You're going to spend your money somewhere else.
And so I'm just, I'm cool.
You go
wish
elsewhere.
them the best of luck. I'll show up and load plates. I'll come judge. Just ask me.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with the whole thing. But I do know that, like, at this point, if you go to the WPO and you have the same complaints that everybody has had for the last 4 years, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into.
Right. I mean, if you keep doing these meets where the calls are not across the board, and again, hold on, let me rewind a little bit. If it was the same premise for everyone, same standards. Now, I get that they may be not along with the rule book, but if it is the same for everyone, consistently, even if it's consistently bad, consistently strict or consistently lenient, right? Even if it's bad, whatever, okay? And it's across the board, then you can't complain. Because now everyone's being judged.
When you want to hold somebody to a ridiculous standard, it is not possible to be consistent because it's not real.
Right.
It's not real. So, like,
which is why at all of these meets, everyone says inconsistent judging, because you have people being held to standards that are not aligned with the rule book, so you can't consistently call it. So you're going to inevitably have over and over again,
It's like
inconsistent
if
judging
you were
with these
doing
meets.
baseball and you said, we're going to put a plate there, but we're going to call strikes. It has to be one ball inside of the plate. The strike zone will be inconsistent because there's nothing to judge it by. If we said, in order to be safe at first base, you have to hit the base one step before the ball gets there. That's not real. There's no possible way you could call that and it be consistent.
Right.
So when you say it's got to be 2 inches below parallel, you can't call that. Doesn't work that way because it's people can see parallel. People aren't that other inch and a half or 2 inches is going to be difficult for people to see, and that's where the problem is.
And yeah, and it's going to continue to be the problem, and you're going to continue to get backlash, and people are going to continue to rip your meats.
And I'm not ripping
because
we're not ripping meats. I don't want people to think that's what
no.
You're
wrong choice
right.
of words.
People are ripping meats. I'm just saying that's not what we're doing. We're just having a conversation and giving our opinion.
Okay, right.
Since other people are giving their opinion when people's money is on the line. I'm just telling you my opinion. I don't dislike you as human beings. I'm just telling you this is my opinion. And my opinion is supported by the rule book. And I know it because I've got my eyes working.
There also is that.
And the rule book
those two things help with
clear,
being able
cut, concise, easy. It's a very understandable thing. And I'm no
But that's also with the thought process that the lift is good until it's not the other way around.
White until proven red.
Right. And that's how it should be. And in some cases, I don't want to say most cases, right? In some cases, that's not true.
No, and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, bro.
It usually comes down or shows more at the big pro money meets because that's where everyone's watching.
Bro. Here's the deal. The best in our sport, Dan Bell, right? On the Raw side, the best. He's the. I mean, he didn't do it. He didn't
win.
Do it.
Who even won? I don't even know.
But he's the best in our sport, right?
Oh. And
an ambassador, right? He's on the Table Talk podcast the other day with and he it's a hobby sport. Dan Bell called it a hobby sport. He's the best in our sport.
It is a hobby sport.
You're the one of the best two on the multiply side. Hobby sport. David Hoff, full-time job.
It's always been a hobby sport.
3 months off a year because it's a hobby sport. I'm like 1,035th in the world, and it's a hobby sport. It's a hobby sport, and you're not going to have
it's a hobby sport.
Show up to compete in a hobby sport, and have you wanting them to meet this ridiculous, unfounded standard. It's not. It's exclusionary.
For no other reason. For no reason.
People don't.
For no reason.
And you do it in the name of wanting to make our sport better and make more people a part of the same people that say
doing the opposite.
You can't call it a niche sport. Do this and make it more of a niche sport.
Right.
You make more people not want to do it. I don't understand.
Right.
Like, why would
it makes no sense.
Want somebody to do a lift and go like, I could do that, albeit with half the weight, but I think I can present a deadlift like that. Let me go do it in a competition and see what I can do. As opposed to having somebody go to a meet and pull 275 and go like, no, it's not locked down enough. Like, it's whose feelings are you hurting?
Right.
And here's the one thing that I want to say, and I'll turn it back over to you, but like, if you just would call the shit by the books, you would eliminate this stuff where people, and I don't blame them for doing it, go, well, this lift got passed and this lift got turned down. Like, Bobby had a post about that. It's like, well, here's my lift. This was said it was a soft lockout. Here's a lift that passed. How does this lift? And like, that looks terrible. And you would eliminate that if you just looked at it and go like, I'm looking like, I don't think you should look for an excuse to pass it, but like, you should not be begging. Yeah, Bobby, the deadlift heard around the world. We saw it. Like the Bobby Thompson home
Yeah.
run in 1965. The shot heard around the world. It's the deadlift heard around the world. Bobby, this is the last plug I'm doing for you until you have me on the podcast, by the way. We're not talking to you anymore come episode 18, so you're done.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting it all out.
You're done. He cut you off. That's it. No incommunicado after tonight.
We're crossing podcasts off the list over here. We've already got one crossed out because they won't have Chris on.
We got one crossed off. There's no more. No more mentions if you get on our list.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing, man. Like, you eliminate that if
you judge by the rule book. If you go by the rule book, and again, it's never gonna be exact. It's never gonna be perfect. It's judged by human eye in real time. That's what people don't understand, and that's what exactly. And how many times have you heard, oh, you got two reds on the side? Oh, how close was it? Oh, this much. Oh, yeah, that much. What do you mean? How are you telling me in real time that I needed to go or someone needed to go that much deeper?
No.
If it's that close, if I'm that close, if someone's that close, give them the fucking lift. What are we doing? What are we doing? Be better.
Do better.
Be better.
I don't.
God, it's unbelievable.
You're creating negative attention, and for what? For what?
If it, and again, I want to keep like echoing this. If it's a bad lift, it deserves red lights. It deserves red lights. If it's a bad lift, if it's not done in accordance with the rules, okay? But if it is, what are we doing? Lloyd said the rule books all say the same shit, but certain federations are extremely subjective from one flight to the next. 100 million, 10%.
Thank you for this, because this is I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
The same people got to sit in the judges' chairs for all the flights, especially on benches. We can't have 1 second pauses on one flight and 3 second pauses on the next. Not okay.
Not okay. And hold on. Why are people lying on the floor?
If you're effing in the IPA
benches?
in Florida, you're sitting in a chair, or I'm not getting you a chair. You're gonna have knee
same
pads.
thing in New Jersey. Same thing in New Jersey. You will be sitting in your chair watching lifts. If I see anyone lying on the floor, this person didn't even get up at any point. They just lied on the floor like this the entire time during bench flights, just looking to see if there was any sunlight, anything, the whole time. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are you telling me that that's better for the sport? I'm sorry, but you're never gonna pose an argument or present me with any kind of factual data that's going to benefit that's better for the sport. Exactly what Bobby said. You have judges judging that are looking to throw a red, that are waiting, that are looking to see if a red can be thrown.
Powerlifting culture problem.
Not following the rule book and lifting and judging the lift in accordance to the rule book.
It's a culture problem. And say something. I mean, you're not asking for a gift. And I'm not a big fan of like showing your ass at meets and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? I know you are.
No,
I know.
No.
I'm gonna get my question answered.
When it's deserved.
Yeah.
Look, when it's deserved, it's deserved. I've been doing this long enough to know when when I'm going to show my ass and when I'm not going to show my ass. And at this point, I'm only going to say something if it's bad. And there have been times where it's been bad, and it needs to be said that that's not okay.
Not okay.
It's not okay. Throwing reds at the head judge squatting, not for up and down, is not or jumping command is not okay. Having 1 second pauses one flight and 3 second pauses the next flight, not okay. Those things aren't good for the sport. Hold on. What do we got? Bobby said, here's a random question. In a 2-day meet, should the pros for day 2 be judging day 1 and the day 1 lifters be judging the pros day 2?
Yeah, but a pro meet, I think you should have pro judges.
Correct. I don't even think that should be a question. If you're having,
I mean, it's an amateur day, but I think if people are basing entire training and supplement cycles around getting on a plane and going to a certain location to pay a lot of money to compete in a meet for money, I think they need to be judged by really good lifters. That's what I think. Really good judges.
Right. Really good judges who are familiar with the sport.
All these integrity crew, all they do is crush the APF, and the APF has the highest standard for judging in the sport. They give them polos and everything. Bobby, I don't know, man. I'm sorry you had a bad experience in Florida, dude. Come live in the IPA in Florida. We'll get you right.
Yeah, you can come down.
No, I agree with you, Bobby. I'm not. I think when you go to I'm out as the WPO, and most of the complaints at the WPO in some areas were about some different things. There were certainly some judging complaints, but the one thing they did do is they got a lot of experience on the judging platform.
There you go, Jimmy.
I don't know, man.
IPA.
I'm not.
I can't with any kind of like.
Man, I don't know. What are we doing? These people are making it so hard on yourself.
I don't know.
I'd love to be able to go they're trying to make the sport better.
They're really trying, hey, even though it's on the other side, you're doing great, but you're not. There's no benefits. You're not helping anything. There's nothing positive coming out of it. It's so detrimental. And
we got it.
And
boy.
I
promise this summer we'll get it right.
Yeah. And if you just shut your mouths and let qualified judges make legitimate decisions,
for the
then
lifters,
you would
because
have such
for the lifters helps everybody.
For the lifters.
And here is step one. Step one is stop crushing volunteer judges. Stop it. Stop crushing them for passing lists. Stop it. If you want to host major money meets, then get meet directors to put up judges that do their meets and do it. Good job. Here, I coach junior college baseball, right? When the state tournament comes around, they ask every state college coach in the state of Florida, give me your best 5 umpires. Who has the best strike zone? Who manages the field the best? Who manages pace of play the best? Who's the most approachable? And then you go to the state tournament, and the best 10 umpires are there. Do the same thing with judges. Who's the fairest?
Crazy.
Who is the most professional? Who's the most approachable? Who's the most knowledgeable about the rules? Do that. And then guess what? People will show up, and you can go, all right, have that be a judge's scorecard. Then you get the best judges on the platform. Stop crushing judges for giving white lights. Stop crushing judges for giving white lights, and start to be a little bit more accepting, because our sport and the culture of our sport and the upward mobility of our sport is positively impacted by a culture where it is for the lifters and they're looking for reasons to pass lifts. Our
Yes.
sport is
Yes.
being ruined by people who are creating a culture that is negatively and looking for reasons to give red lights. That is negative to our sport. And that
Yes.
is a hill that I will
Detrimental. Yes. There's no benefit to it. There's nothing that anyone who is a proponent of that will be able to explain to me or you or most people that agree with us that there's a positive impact to the sport. You're just not. There's nothing that you're going to say that's going to sway me. That I'm going to say, oh yeah, that really makes sense. Oh, I'm really trying to see it from your perspective.
Standard is there. The standard has always been there. The standard is the rule book.
The standard is the rule book.
What they need to be saying is consistency. And by the same token that people are lighting up judges and lighting up lifters for not lifting with integrity, then where's that standard for people that are not doing it, that are turning good lifts down? Because that is a hell of a lot worse, man.
Yeah, that's how we started this entire conversation. We started this conversation with good lifts should never, ever, ever be turned down. And if they are, they should not be turned down at a higher frequency.
Bad lifts being passed.
Than,
yeah.
Did I say that?
Bad lifts being passed. There's going to be one that sneaks through every once in a while, man, and tough shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're at a meet and you lose out,
it is what it is.
Because here's my deal. I would rather lose, not that I'm going to win any meets, but if I was a top level lifter, and I was, and I was capable of competing with you at the biggest meet of the year, I would rather lose to you with you getting a questionable lift pass that you actually, because here's the thing, if you get a questionable lift pass, you at least got the bench to the top. You might not have locked it out. You at least got the deadlift to the top. You might not have locked it out. And you at least stood up with the squat. So you had to do something.
Right.
I would rather lose to you.
You did something.
Than have
you did something.
Miss
right.
lifts and get them turned down that you smoked, and that's why I beat you. I would rather lose to you on a bad lift that got passed than beat you on a good lift that got turned down. Because
on a good lift that got turned down.
I'm a competitor.
Yeah,
I would some bullshit standard that nobody can get to.
Right.
I want you to bring your best, and I want to bring my best, and then when it's over, we're good.
or the bullshit standard that only certain people have to lift.
That's a whole other topic. That's a whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic.
That's consistency. That's
consistency. Right. Because like we said, and like I said, if you're going to be that person who's going to call everyone to the same standard, then that's fine. As long as it's, and it needs to be obviously within reason, but if everyone is being held to the same standard, then no one can complain. No one can complain. If the standard is so ridiculous, no one will get a squat in. Okay.
Nice meet.
So then what?
At least to be fast.
The game's over. Meet's done at 10:30. Okay, 9:45. All right, let's go to the bar. All right, what do we say?
Joke, man.
If the standard is so ridiculous, then no one's going to be able to hit it.
Your business.
So then everyone's going to bomb out.
Flawed.
So then everyone.
I mean, I don't know.
Flawed. It's a flawed plan. Can't have it.
I guess so you can make some good money.
I guess you're saving some.
Yeah.
And you don't need as much time in
we'll
the
be done by 10
because it's only.
We don't need a bench.
Day.
We don't need a deadlift bar.
We'll get out of there.
We're going to go to the farmer's market.
No.
Breakfast.
Yeah. But that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be where people are surprised that lifts are getting passed. You know what
when this sport,
I mean?
This sport was at,
I can't see how that's
off. Well, and now like we are getting more people in the sport, but when this sport took off, when this train started rolling, was at was at the early 2010s. Early 2000s. The first 12 to 15 minutes, it was like, there was some bad stuff that got passed, but people didn't bitch and complain about it because there was nowhere for them to bitch and complain about it at. There was nowhere.
Right. Exactly. Where are people bitching and complaining? Lloyd said, can't have the same standards when the judges are boycotting, or I guess I hope that was, I don't know what Dan boying is. Boycotting certain lifters. Yeah, be consistent. That's it. it all comes back to the same thing. It's always going to come back to the same thing because there is a rule book. So when you're purposely not judging certain lifters to the same standard, fanboy. If you're not judging everyone to the same standard, it's obvious to anyone watching.
Go get autographs.
You're not
run the mono in the warm-up room. Spot and load.
I just don't understand. Yeah, like if you're gonna call someone else, if you're gonna flick whites at someone else at parallel, and you're gonna flick someone else reds an inch below,
you know what's funny about this?
Your problem.
Same people that do that are the same people that, like, Chris Delafont's a backyard lifter, and he set the world record, and his buddies meet with his buddy. What? I mean, what's worse? Going to set an all-time world record at a meet that's close to you where you're not trying to beat somebody? Or going to a meet that everybody's coming to that's a money meet and screwing certain people over so your boys can win?
I think the latter is much
everybody
worse.
In the world. Like,
maybe that's
the biggest
just me.
totals in the world, with the exception of Hoff, and that's, you know, I mean, people will talk about him in the WPO. I'm going to choose not to, but people, you know, have their own opinion about his treatment at the WPO. But I mean, I see that guy lift a standard, like the standard that I believe in. Hoff lifts to it, you know. I mean, and you've even said that. You said in the WPO that you went to that he did 330-100. You're like, everything he did was stroked. Yeah, that's a bad man.
That day he put that total.
There's some other.
Yeah, he wasn't He wasn't 299 pounds.
I'm not going to speak to that.
However,
but I do know that, like,
right,
when they said squat, bench, and deadlift,
yeah,
your boy put on a show. Like, okay,
yes, no, like, he did.
When, with the exception of him, most world records are set at not huge meets, because people go to huge meets to win. They don't, like Dan Bell's wins he wins big meets, but he set the all-time world record at a different, you know, at a meet, because he was able to get loose with, you know, he didn't care if he bombed out because he went to set the all-time world record, and he did it to a really good standard.
Exactly.
Guys don't set all-time world records at big dogs. They, you know, that because they're trying to win those meets.
You're trying to win money.
Yeah,
you
might put together an all-time world record day, but you're not picking your, like, if you go, hey, I'm gonna go set the all-time world record 275, you're going to pick your attempts, and regardless of what happens, if you miss your opener, you're taking your second. You miss your second,
regardless.
I mean,
exactly.
You, man,
I'm taking exactly.
Hey man, let's drop our bench opener to make sure we get a bench in, because you're way ahead on squat because such and such and such and such missed their third squats, so we're in a good place. Let's lower our bench opener because we know you can get them on the pull. Like, those are conversations that happen in money meets. But if you're going for the all-time world record, that's not going to happen. We're just going to take every lift that we have to.
No,
that's right.
Because we know what we have to take. Numbers are numbers, and
that's right.
It's either there that day or it's not.
That's how that deal works,
right?
With the money meets. But I don't even know what point I was getting at. But like, but at the big time meets, it's a different concept for a lot of people.
You're going into that meet with a totally different mindset, right? The only, and this is what I tell, I mean, anyone that's ever asked in terms of meet selection, the only numbers that are concrete that day is your squat opener. That's it. And that's not even really concrete, because something could happen, and you know, you may need to lower it. You may not be anywhere close in the back room because you got a little too fat, and you have to you know,
a little bloated,
bump a number up, right? That could happen. A little bloated, you know, you a little puffy in the face. A little purple. But besides that, if you're at a big time pro level meet where you're trying to win, right? Everything's kind of based on what else is going on, right? Like you're taking your numbers within your,
and sometimes that
your
means
projection,
you're total bigger
that
because you're trying to win.
Right, because you're trying to win and you're playing numbers. But I don't even know how we got to this conversation, but it still should go back to everyone should be judged to the same standard.
No, I got to that point. We got to this point
is the rule book.
The same people that crush you for doing smaller meets when you put together some of these big, you know, world record totals or whatever. I mean, the total world record you have is at an extremely legit meet. It shows the Storm's a very legit meet, very legit judging, very fair across the board, wonderful meet. You know what I mean? But people will crush you because that wasn't the WPO, and you didn't set the all-time world record of the WPO, that's stupid. You set the all-time. It was a money meet. It was a meet that you went down there to. You went down here to do the meet because all of our friends lifted the meet, so we would have to have a good time.
We went to have a good time, and then
lifted the weights,
we lifted the weights,
drank the beer,
and then to the standard, and then we broke the records, and then we used the money to buy
ahi tuna nachos.
Ahi tuna.
2 orders.
Had to get 2 orders that night, guys.
All right. I thought we had a chance to stay under
boy.
Here,
okay.
We didn't even get a question.
No shot. I don't think that was going to happen tonight. But
we'll
that's
try
okay.
again next week.
We'll try again next week because guess what? We'll be back next week.
We'd like some questions so we don't just rattle on about squat depth and integrity. I feel like we're gonna get
Can we please get some questions?
Don't let them cancel us, guys. We're looking out for you.
Yeah, don't let them do it. We need some questions.
I like that shirt.
But that's fine. I can talk. It's it's a quarter zip. It's
nice.
American Palm.
Looks like
American Palm. Yeah,
it looks like a golf.
It's reversible. Oh, they have very nice golf gear. No, Ken. We just Ken. You missed that whole.
You got to rewind, Ken.
45 minutes. We did that. You're gonna when this comes out on Spotify and YouTube, you make sure that you rewatch it because it'll be out
12 p.m. Eastern.
Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern.
Something like that.
Maybe from Emily, our production manager. She does a great job.
Yeah, she said 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, awesome. So keep an eye out for that.
Bobby, I'm
watch this again.
On my invite. Thank you.
Yeah, Bobby, you better send him an invite sometime soon. Probably not this week because he's got some rambling to do this week. But maybe next week you can invite Andy on.
It doesn't have to be soon that I get on. I just we'd like you to get concrete time.
So he can write it down on his calendar.
We'll leave you with this one. You should squat as wide as you can get to.
Correct. You should be squatting as wide as you can get to.
So whatever you can get to.
Yeah, that's it. That move.
It doesn't hurt.
That allows your body to move. That allows your body to move without pain in correct
as wide
position.
as you possibly can. That doesn't.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt and keeps the barbell moving nicely.
There we go.
The Go Hard Barbell.
Sponsored by Go Hard Barbell, BCB Training Systems, Berg County Barbell,
Love you, pal.
and Wicked Wolf Beard Co. We will be back next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Love you, pal.
Bye, guys. Love you, pal.